This was supposed to be a special extra edition episode of Real Railroads. However, due to the unpopularity of Real Railroads, the series has been canceled, and this is in fact the series finale. Today's week's episode was supposed to be episode 30 on the Alabama and Gulf Coast Railway, but as I saw how poorly Real Railroads was performing, under 20 views for most of the videos, I decided to cancel it. I did not even finish writing the script for the Alabama and Gulf Coast Railway. The next episodes were supposed to be episode 31 on the Meridian and Bigby, episode 32 on the Meridian Southern, episode 33 on Mississippi Export, which was going to be on May 18th, episode 34 in the Port Beanville, maybe, episode 35, tentatively in the Providence and Worcester, episode 36, tentatively in Brantford Steam, episode 37, Pan Am Southern, episode 38, Connecticut Southern, episode 39, Nottatuck Valley Railroad, episode 40, Housatonic, 41, Vermont Railway, 42, New England Central, 43, Claremont and Concord, 44, Green Mountain Railway. But it is not worth me doing all the work, doing this research, spending 2 to 3 days writing each script sometimes. Sometimes I do 2 or 3 in a day. It depends on what I have going on. To have an average view duration of 30 seconds, which means most people are clicking on the video long enough for it to count as a view, and then they're not watching the actual video. There's no point in me continuing putting in all that work to it. I've told some of the people I know that why I stopped doing it, and they agree with me that why would I put in that much work into something that people don't care about? There are other channels that do information on rail railroads, and apparently people would rather watch them, which is understandable. They have more money, they can do fancier things, they can travel all around the world filming these railroads and getting clips of these railroads, and I can't do that. I can't edit that together. And if people don't care about about what I can do with the limitations I have for editing and filming and money, then I'm not going to bother spending my time. But this is the subject of this video is the rail fanning options around Strasburg, Paradise, and Lancaster, Pennsylvania, where the annual Model Railroader meet and greet is taking place. Of course, the main attraction here would be the Strasburg Railroad, a short line and excursion railroad in Amish country, but nearby are other railroads. The closest is Amtrak and Norfolk Southern. Strasburg's connection with the outside world is in fact Amtrak. Norfolk Southern operates over this line via trackage rights, but Amtrak owns the main line, which is double and triple track in places from Exton to Harrisburg. NS owns all industrial trackage along this main and serves the industries. From Exton eastward, Amtrak owns the South Main and NS owns the North Main through to Malvern, where the North Main transitions back to Amtrak. It remains this way all the way to Philadelphia. In Harrisburg, there is a Y for Amtrak, which has a pier built out into the Susquehanna River for the tail track. In Harrisburg, there is 2 large Norfolk Southern classification yards and many industries. NS runs a branch from Harrisburg west through Mechanicsburg, where the Navy has a support base with a lot of trackage. The branch ends west of Carlisle, out of Lancaster. NS operates 2 industrial branches, one heading northeast to New Holland, and the other around westward to Lidditz, north of Lancaster. Besides Norfolk Southern, Strasburg, and Amtrak, right in the immediate area, there is East Penn. This railroad operates several disconnected lines. One of the close ones is the Wilmington and Northern subdivision, which interchanges with NS just 27 miles or half an hour east of Strasburg and Coatesville. Off this line is the Octoraro line, which runs west from Chad's Ford to near Oxford, Pennsylvania, which is 21 miles southeast of Strasburg. Unfortunately, I cannot provide an operating schedule for these 2 lines. of the East Penn. The only NS train I could find serving Coatesville is H84, which operates from King of Prussia, Pennsylvania, on Sunday to work Abrams in Coatesville. Lancaster, Pennsylvania is less than 10 miles northwest of Strasburg, under 20 minutes away. This is the home base for multiple Norfolk Southern local trains for the area, and unfortunately many of these operate Monday through Friday. H14 operates Monday through Friday only in Lancaster. This is probably a switcher for a yard in Lancaster Industries. H19 is a daily turn that is based out of Enola, Pennsylvania, and runs into Lancaster and back. Next, we have 3 trains based out of Lancaster. These are H21, the Sunday through Thursday turn to Elizabethtown. There is an industry here, and not far away from that is the Harrisburg, Lincoln, and Lancaster Railroad train ride. Next is H22. This is a daily turn, 28 miles to Middletown, which would interchange with Middletown and Hummelstown, which this is roughly a half-hour drive from Lancaster. H23 is next. This is a Monday through Friday turn that leaves Lancaster via the NS branch to Lidditz, Pennsylvania, which is actually due north Lancaster, only 20 minutes away, though the train takes a longer route via Manheim, Pennsylvania. H26 is a daily Lancaster switcher. H28 is a Sunday through Friday turn, going up the other NS branch out of Lancaster to New Holland, 14 miles away, serving industries like the H23 does to Lidditz. H29 is a Monday through Friday turn that runs from New Holland to Lancaster, so it would say the H28 lays over on Sunday and comes back on Monday as H29. Then the rest of the week, it's out and back in one day as H28, H29. H30 runs Monday through Friday, leaving Lancaster westbound on a line that connects the Amtrak line with an NS line that runs along the east bank of the Susquehanna River. This is 15 miles or 20 minutes west of Lancaster. H41 is another Lancaster-only daily train, and is the last on the list of locals in Lancaster. York is also fairly close, only a little over 30 minutes west of Lancaster. This is some more NS and short line action to see with York Railway, East Penn's York Industrial Lead, and NS operating in the city south of Harrisburg. The NS operation in York is H95, based out of Enola, Pennsylvania, which runs to Windsor Yard in York daily on a duty at 12:01 a.m. H96 operates Monday through Friday out of York, going to Mount Wolf, going on duty at 4 a.m. The East Penn schedule Here I cannot provide, nor can I provide an operating schedule for York Railway, which is a GWI property. But they serve 42 miles of track heading basically west out of York. In York, they serve 6 industries. They serve 1 industry in Blair, which is the end of their second main that used to run as far as the current main line. 6 industries in West York, 2 in Botts, 2 in Thomasville, and 2 in Spring Grove, and 1 in Hanover, accessed via trackage rights over CSX between Porter's Siding and Hanover. The interchange with the East Penn and NS in York, and CSX at Porter's Siding and in Hanover. York Railway operates a single CF7 along with a lone GP10. Joining this pair is a pair of surviving GP16s and 6 GP15-1s acquired from Larry's Truck and Electric that were built for Conrail. The York Railway CSX interchange in Hanover is 45 miles, a little over an hour west of Lancaster. The Harrisburg area is a busy place as well. It should be well known that Harrisburg is home to an intermodal terminal. The GI8 Harrisburg Yard is also an intermodal hub. And across the river is the massive active hump yard in Enola, Pennsylvania. It's more lighting here. It's getting dark. Which is right along US 11 and US 15. The State Street in West Fairview offers a view of the south end of Enola Yard, while the north end has River Road, which crosses a bridge that is actually named Train Watchers Bridge at the north end of the Enola Yards. Unfortunately, the hump is in the middle of the yard, but this could probably be seen from one of the many parking lots along US 11-15, including Dunkin' Donuts, McDonald's, and Dairy Queen. Besides the main freight trains and several Amtraks you'll see in the Harrisburg area, there is the Steelton and Hirespire Railroad, which is 36 miles or roughly 45 minutes northwest of Lancaster. Harrisburg is another 4 miles or 5 more minutes northwest, and Enola is 6 more miles beyond that, a roughly 50-minute drive from Lancaster. The Steelton and Hirespire is basically zero information available online. It practically doesn't exist to online resources. This railroad serves the Cleveland Cliffs Steel Mill in Steelton. This mill, which is one of only 3 in America that produces railroad rail, was owned by ArcelorMittal from 2007 to 2020. This is not a blast furnace steel mill. It likely uses an electric arc furnace. It is accessible off North Front Street in Steelton. The mill is visible right along there, less than a block away, though train movements might not always be happening on that side. It used to be a 24/7 operation, but I cannot confirm that today. I can tell you that NS operates the HO23 daily out of Enola to Steelton. Other locals in the Harrisburg-Enola area are HO02 operating daily to GI8 Harrisburg, handling the intermodal blocks for Binghamton and Roanoke. HH40, a daily turn between GI8 Harrisburg and Shermanstown. HH27, a daily miscellaneous intermodal turn between Enola and GI8 Harrisburg. HH16 is a daily intermodal turn between Rutherford and GI8 Harrisburg. HH10 and HH11, both daily turns between GI8 Harrisburg and Rutherford. HH10 handling intermodal and HH11 handling the manifest. The previously mentioned H95 to York, the H93 coming into Enola Monday through Friday from Annville. The daily H51 turn from Enola to Shermanstown. The Tuesday to Saturday H38 turn from Enola to Annville. And of course the previously mentioned H19 to Lancaster. Reading is another good railroad location. This is 35 miles northeast of Lancaster and less than 45 minutes away. This offers Norfolk Southern, the Reading, and Northern. Spring Street Yard in Reading has a daily switcher that goes on duty at 10 a.m. designated H33. A Sunday through Friday turn to Annville that goes on duty at 4 p.m. designated H31. H47, a Sunday through Friday turn to Evansville. H49, a Monday through Saturday turn on duty at 8 a.m. to Pottstown. H72, a daily turn to Palmyra on duty at 8 p.m. And H73, a Sunday through Thursday switcher on duty at 8 p.m. Besides NS is the very active Reading Blue Mountain and Northern, more commonly called the Reading and Northern. This provides daily swatching in Reading. YJNR1 retrieves cars from NS, and YJNR2 delivers cars to NS. These run between RBMN's North Reading Yard and NS's Spring Street Yard. The NRFF is a manifest running between North Reading and Pittston, called in North Reading at 1:30 p.m., and there are the coal trains, which are NS 510, NS 520, which are loads to Fairless, Pennsylvania, and empties back. NS 572, NS 573 loads to Sandusky, Ohio, and returning empties. NS 684, NS 685 loads to Baltimore, Maryland, and its counterpart, re-empty train back to the RBMN. These operate as needed and do vary as to where they come from or go on the railroad, and vary when they operate on the day they do. Plus the possibility of the OCS train, which runs as needed anywhere on the railroad. This, of course, is the Reading and Northern OCS train. Other locations to the East Penn are Amos, Pennsylvania, 64 miles or an hour and a half northeast of where another of the lines interchange with NS. Sinking Spring, which is only 31 miles or 30 minutes away, is another line of the East Penn. Mount Holly Springs, Pennsylvania is the interchange between NS and the Gettysburg and Northern, which is a little farther out at 64 miles or roughly an hour and 15 minutes west of Lancaster. Gettysburg is where the GNN interchange with the CSX is shorter at 55 miles but takes just as long. Kutztown, Pennsylvania is where the Allentown and Auburn runs, interchange with NS and Topton. This is an excursion and shortline railroad with a Baldwin DS 44-750, EMD SW900M, and an Elko S2. Another minor location is Palmerton, Pennsylvania, where NS interchanges with the Chestnut Ridge Railroad. An hour and a half northeast of Lancaster is Allentown, Pennsylvania. This is another major base for NS locals, as well as a very small R.J. Corman operation. The R.J. Corman Allentown lines use a single GP16 and serve only one industry, Allentown Carbonation, which receives tank cars of liquid CO2. NS's local work in Allentown is considerable, with H09 running to Bethlehem on Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, H44 going to Abrams daily, H65 going to Phillipsburg, New Jersey, Friday through Tuesday, H66 going to Packerton Junction, Pennsylvania, daily, H68 going to Spring Street Yard and Reading daily, H71 going to Belvidere, New Jersey, Monday through Friday, working Martins Creek along the way, H75 going to Stockerton, Pennsylvania, Monday through Friday, and H76 to Manville, New Jersey, Wednesday through Sunday. NS's Allentown Yard is along River Drive, which is a public road, though there are some trees between the road and yard at times. Bethlehem is about 5 minutes east of Allentown, and is home to a short line, Lehigh Valley Rail Management, and two museums, the Lehigh and Keystone Valley Model Railroad Museum, and Steel Stacks. Steel Stacks is a closed-down Bethlehem steel mill on East 1st Street on the south bank of the Lehigh River. Active tracks are between the old mill and the river. These are Norfolk Southern's double-track main line that follows the Lehigh River to eastern Pennsylvania, where NS has a line to Belvidere, Pennsylvania, a line to Manville, Pennsylvania, and a line to Delaware-Lackawanna in Portland, Pennsylvania. NS has tracks on both sides of the Lehigh River in Bethlehem. The tracks in the north bank wind up to Bath and Stockertown. This is a dead-end branch serving various industries. Easton, which is not far away, offers Delaware River Railroad excursions. The Phillipsburg Railroad historians, the Dover and Delaware River, and the Belvidere and Delaware River. The NS has two bridges over the Delaware River, one right where the Lehigh and Delaware Rivers meet. Be cool to get a train going across that, going across two rivers at the same time. The B&DR is a sister railroad of the Black River and Western. Both are owned by Black River Railroad System and is a mere 16 miles interchange with NS and Phillipsburg, which is on the east side of the Delaware River from Easton. This interchange is served by NS turn H65 mentioned a short time ago. The Dover and Delaware River is much larger at 109 miles and interchanges with NS and Phillipsburg also. Starting in 2019, this operates between Phillipsburg and Newark, leases the NS Washington secondary line, and has trackage rights on the Morristown line, Montclair Boonton line, and Gladstone branch of New Jersey Transit. Back on Bethlehem, Lehigh Valley Rail Management operates an intermodal terminal, provides railcar storage and transload services. I'm running out of time for this video, so I'll have to cover the last five locations I chose for you guys very quickly. Philadelphia is 69 miles from Lancaster, a little over an hour and a half. This offers, besides Norfolk Southern, CSX, SEPTA, and Amtrak, the large Conrail operation in Philadelphia and New Jersey. Wilmington, Delaware is also fairly close, only an hour and a half southeast of Lancaster, which is, besides NS, CSX, and Amtrak, has an eastbound railroad line and shortline Wilmington and Western. This is a shortline tourist railroad that operates 1907 built 060 steamer, 1928 built Doodlebug on the select weekdays, and a 1940 built SW1 that is lettered for B&O. They also have an 040F stored, another 060 displayed, and a 260 and a 440 awaiting restoration, and a second SW1 that is stored. Excursions are in an XDLW parlor car lettered for PRSL, 3 XDLW coaches, an XPRR coach, and an XDLW combine coach. They have 3 active cabooses and serve 2 customers in Wilmington, Delaware Brick being the main one. Porter, Delaware is less than an hour and a half from Lancaster, probably an hour from Strasburg, and besides Amtrak and NS, this has the Delmarva Central, a short line in Delaware, owned by Carload Express, the same railroad that owns the AVR and SWP in Pittsburgh area, and serves over 50 customers, including a coal power plant as needed. Locals are usually handled by GP38-2 and MP15AC units, while SD40-2s handle the road freights. Salem, New Jersey is also an hour and a half away from Lancaster, offering the Southern Railroad in New Jersey, and the interchange with Conrail shared assets in Swedesboro, New Jersey, which is about 20 minutes farther east. There's a whole lot of railroads. Less than 2 hours away from Lancaster. There are more I did not have time to mention, and you may have noticed I left out the Horseshoe Curve. This is because Altoona, which is east of the curve, is an almost 3-hour drive through the mountains. While Horseshoe Curve is an all-right attraction, almost every train that crosses through there passes through Enola Yard. The only ones that don't are the few helper crews that haven't been sidelined by the distributed power and some locals. Enola is much closer with more trains allowing a busier train watching experience. As of the recording of this video, I have no plans to be down there, but that could change. My mom really wants us to go, especially if Roy Smith ends up going. But I just am not comfortable meeting so many people. Hope you all catch some great trains. Maybe those in the area have learned some about railroads they can chase that they didn't know about, and hopefully you'll get some good rail fanning footage. I don't know if I go down there. If I am down there, I'll probably be staying longer and be doing some rail fanning in the area because I don't get to that area ever, and that would be awesome for the channel to get some rail fanning videos around there. So if you don't rail fan there and I go there, I will be rail fanning. And so on and other. We will not, if we do come down, we are not going to be going on any train rides. We can't afford that. We're not going to be staying at the Red Caboose Hotel. We're not going to be staying at any of that stuff. We'll be staying someplace cheap and won't be going on any of the rides because that's just not on our budget and not really of anything of interest to us. So, might see you there, might not. I don't know. I don't really want to go. I would much rather just go and rail fan around the area and not be part of the meet and greet thing. But you never know. I don't know what's going on. Enjoy. Hope you learned some stuff, and hope you see some good trains.